Hello and welcome to the Asaka channel. In this channel, we will be presenting episodes covering multiple areas of interest, hoping to bring value to the community at large, and we do that by interviewing experts, mostly from the community in those areas. In these interviews, the experts will answer questions that make such topics easier to grasp. And our first interview today is about artificial intelligence, and we'll be with a dear friend who has long expertise in AI and a lot of expertise in computer science in general. Our guest did his PhD and postdoc studies in Boston, Massachusetts. He lectures at MIT in Cambridge, Massachusetts currently in topics related to entrepreneurship and AI. He also co-founded a company that uses AI technologies to bring benefits to the public in several fields. With this, I would like to welcome Dr. Taleb Alashkar. Taleb?
Thank you, Sahar. It's my pleasure to be with you today.
Okay, great. So today we would like to discuss artificial intelligence. There's a lot of buzz around AI and its history, and the fact that it's suddenly, over the past decade or so, sprung into action much more than ever before, and there are lots of expectations for it in the future. So, with this, it might be appropriate to ask a question, Talib, about AI is not a new thing. The term AI was coined back in 1956 by John McCarthy. However, it went into what is called AI winter for decades, which included a few periods, brief periods of some activity, but it wasn't until like early 2010s that AI really started to show up big time on the scene, and this is what is dubbed now AI Spring. So why is that? And also, when we talk about AI, there are different types of AI and progressions. Like somebody says AI, some people say AGI, and so on and so forth. So if you can explain to us the history, how we got here, and where we're going from here in terms of those different terms.
Okay, thank you, Sahar. Artificial intelligence is a subsection of computer science in general, where we develop certain solutions that make computer do smart decision instead of human. And it is one of the most difficult areas in computer science that's it took very long time in research labs till it start to have serious real world applications, such as like what happened in last 10 years. AI, it has many subgroups under the umbrella of AI. For example, the software that has been created to play chess, for example, a long time ago, or some softwares to do certain weather prediction. So there's several several subgroups under AI, and the huge impact or that happened 2010 is in what we call supervised learning, which is a subsection of AI where we train some statistical model on a huge amount of data set. And then when we put that statistical model in action, it start to really work and give right decision at high accuracy. To simplify it, let us assume we have very simple model like a classifier that want to present cat photo and dog photo, and just the the job of this classifier to tell you if this is a cat or a dog. So you collect, for example, 5,000 images of cat and other 5,000 images of dogs, and you pass those images to this statistical model or classifier with the labels, and this model will keep updating itself every photo that you pass till it fine-tune itself, and then we call it the model or the weights. And when we deploy this model, every time we pass a photo to that model, it can predict in high accuracy, sometimes up to 90, 95, 99 accuracy, that, okay, this photo is a cat or dog. So this is just extremely simple examples. But think about if we have a classifier about thousands of objects. That's what we are doing in, for example, self-driving cars. So you need to classify the trees and the people and the traffic signs and everything you can see in the street. You need to be able to classify it correctly. That will make the car safe in self-driving mode. And why that happens in 2010 is thanks to two main things. The availability of data after the boom of social media between 2000 and 2010, there was a huge amount of photos and videos and text and audios everywhere produced by people on Facebook, YouTube, Wikipedia, uh, any kind of social media. So one of the main challenges for supervised learning or AI in general was availability of a huge amount of data to train those models. So now the data is hugely available from billions of people producing such data on social media every day and giving it for free. And the second main factor is the advancement in GPU, graphic processing units, that was driven at the very first place for gaming industry. But what was interesting that the same computational power that we need for gaming is really what we need for artificial intelligence algorithm or supervised learning, or specifically neural network. Uh, so if we can do this parallel computing and arithmetic computation on GPU, so uh, we can train uh, big models very fast on huge amount of data. And that was the main two driving factors that behind the spring of AI that started 2010.
Great. So one of the new phenomena that people have been talking about and using a lot is ChatGPT, which is based on GPT basically. So what makes this technology so powerful? What made it, explode, so explosive in growth, and people expect it to have even more and more impact in many, many areas and industries in the future. What do you think made it go so quickly on the screen?
Yeah. Let's start by the name. GPT is acronym for General Pre-trained Transformer. Transformer is a very specific architecture of a neural network, which is in the group of supervised learning under the bigger umbrella of AI. So ChatGPT is a huge mathematical model that consists of hundreds of billions of parameters that has been trained on astronomical amount of data, almost every book online, the whole Wikipedia, every social media post. Uh, like uh, training such model takes thousands of GPUs for a few months, and it costs maybe 30 to $50 million of computational power just to train the model. And on the top of that, you need to make a huge amount of work on the alignment, what we call it alignment layer. So you you can filter what kind of question you can ask, and you can filter what kind of answers that you have to secure the safety of this model, and it cannot be hacked to produce some bad or harassing or hateful answers for some critical uh, or controversial topics. Uh, so OpenAI was the very first AI player that was able to train this very big model on a huge amount of data. And what was amazing is I think the architecture itself is invented by Google back like 5-6 years ago. But I think what was very unique is the amount of data that they worked on, and also the alignment layer that they make it possible to put this technology in the hand of millions of people, hundreds of millions of people, without having a lot of troubles. So, and it is very simple, it's just a chat bot. You can type and ask them about any topic and give you some detailed answers, especially ChatGPT 4. And we are like, so the accuracy and the core technology behind it, what make it very extremely popular.
Right. So, I mean, ChatGPT definitely now is being used by many people for many different things, including college students, helping them write their term papers and so on and so forth. But in general, AI has a lot of benefits in many, many different industries. Can you talk about the benefits of AI and going forward, even AGI as well?
Yeah. AI is unlocking a huge potential in every single industry because now we are able to process a huge amount of data and summarize it and to be able to inference insights out of this data in very, very simple way, even without coding anything, no code. You can plug, for example, you can now, if you have a library of books, let's assume you have one huge book or one book like 1,000 pages, you can upload that book to this huge model. That's a huge model will digest it in a few minutes. Then you can start to talk with this book and you can ask question and you can make sure every answer of your question should come only from this book. Exactly. So this capability that doesn't only work on text, it works on videos, it works on photos, it works on audios, and also there's a huge now work on multimodal. Like think about you have a lot of huge models concatenated in certain way, so you can at the same time process graphics, photos, videos, audios, and text about the same topic, and all of that will be digested. Then you start to ask question and get answers about that topics. So that that will increase productivity of a lot of white collar professions like accountants, financial analysts, attorneys, professors, uh, marketing people, business people. So the amount that we are putting to write and draft certain proposals, certain plans, certain documents now will be reduced by 90%. Now you can just throw certain headlines about your raw idea, and in matter of few minutes you can have extremely professionally organized documents that really represent those ideas that you then you can change, tweak it a little bit, so the amount of time that you need to spend that will be reduced. So uh, th- this ability to generate languages, to generate photos now and in the near future videos out of raw ideas and put them together in nice way that can really consume it by a human without any problem, that that will increase productivity, that will kill a lot of jobs, and that will increase the revenue and the profit for a lot of companies.
Right. So definitely there's so much potential for AI in general in many different fields. I know it has potential in healthcare, it has potential in manufacturing. There's, of course, a lot of usage already. We see it in the military industry, um, where drones are playing a huge role in modern warfare and so on and so forth. However, I mean, just like everything, it's a double-edged sword, and the more powerful it is, the sharper the two edges of that tool are usually. So, can you speak to some of the drawbacks or some of the potential risks associated with AI moving forward in the future?
Yeah, actually, as you said, it's very, very powerful technology. We need to be very careful and about deploying it and make sure about its safety.
Hmm.
Uh, so the very first threat of AI, I think a lot of people talk about is jobs. There's a lot of jobs will be killed or replaced or reduced by AI from one side. So at the same time, when this AI can create a lot of added value very quickly and reduce the cost, that will produce more wealth, that wealth will be distributed in new businesses. And so I think by one way or another, at the same time, there's certain jobs will be killed and there's new jobs will be created. And we already seeing that some AI expert or data or prompt engineering. So now the question is, will be the pace of jobs removal at the same rate of the pace of jobs creation? That's not purely technical question. That's also some economical question, social question, and even uh, it, it's about regulation, taxation. So how we want to distribute and control this all wealth that will be generated by those companies that they are using AI to create a lot of added value with very, very little cost. So, and how this money will be distributed. So my concern is that the the base of jobs creation will be like much slower than the pace of jobs removal in the next 5 to 10 years at least. So this is one main threat. Another threat is disinformation. Like now, like AI now we can create photos, videos, sounds, and text that is extremely difficult to be detected by by people. So I think uh, like soon we will find ourselves in an era that we cannot believe any photo, we cannot believe any photo or video or audio or articles. Is it generated? Is it real or just generated by some very advanced AI solution? So that will affect our way of communication, our way of consuming media in general, social media or normal media. And at the moment that anybody can produce any photos that represent any concept in in few minutes or seconds, that will be disturbing actually. It needs its own legal infrastructure and framework around it, so to protect people and make sure that that doesn't hurt people. Another threat that I see in AI is normal security. Like now, those AI solution, like hacker now, for example, in social engineering and hacking and cracking passwords and cracking some security measures will be much easier than before, because now we have extremely smart tools to guess the passwords and to sneak behind the firewalls that we are putting. So we need also at the same at the same time we are developing and pushing behind advancing the AI, we need to be able to create the safety net around AI and make sure that it's as safe as possible. The same way that we have that has been done about internet, like mm, without HTTPS protocol, for example, there's no online banking at all. And without firewalls and antiviruses and all this security infrastructure around internet in general, internet will not be useful by any stretch. That it will be useless actually. So I
Like the
think,
wild, wild west, huh?
yeah,
Yeah.
uh, I think something similar will happen on AI. I think a lot of investment and startup and big company investing on the safety of AI
Mhm.
now, and it is very hot topics like about like model predictability, model transparency, model explainability, and model diversity, and make sure like this model is under control.
Yeah, I mean, there are some AI researchers, very renowned AI researchers, that are warning now about some of the risks of AGI in particular in the future. Um, like, for instance, Max Tegmark of MIT is one, and another one is Mustafa Suleiman. He's the founder of DeepMind, which became Google's base for their current AI offerings. So, anyways, those guys have published books, basically, kind of really ringing the bell, basically about the alarm about the potential danger of AI. And to them, it needs to be contained. In particular, AGI, when we get there to that level, if we don't contain it, it could basically go rampant, becomes a tool for bad players to wreak havoc on society, and it by itself also could eventually escape and potentially become in itself very dangerous to the extent that some say could affect our existence as a species, replace us as a species on Earth. What do you think about those? Are those too extreme predictions, or could they potentially materialize if we don't manage to contain it, as they suggest?
Yeah. Uh, I don't see those risks are in the near future. I don't know, like if they are talking about 50 years ahead or 20
We
or
don't know.
100. We cannot guess. Yeah, there's certain legitimacy for such concerns, and I agree to certain limit. That's yes, we need regulation, we need safety net around those AIs, but I don't believe there's a huge or existential ex, e- huge risk that coming from AI in the near future, because all powerful AI models nowadays are very huge, need to be trained on a huge amount of data, even running it, and it is not autonomous. And even in the near future, like making extremely powerful autonomous AI agents or system, uh, it is not something easy to release and easy to run. It needs a lot of power. It needs a lot of tools. And also AI itself is not powerful unless it is connected. You need to connect it to certain tools. You need to connect it to internet. You need to enable this huge AI model with certain instruments so it can take actions, right? It's just not running. Uh, there's certain risk of those tools that they are in the hand of some certain institutes and certain groups that will make them much more powerful. So, and at the same time, I think uh, we will redo the same story between virus developer and antivirus, like the same what happens in 80s and 90s. Like we'll see people using AI to like fake certain content or to break securities, and also there will be huge investment behind using the same AI concepts to counter attack, and also building some defense barrier against such behaviors.
Right. So, can you tell us about your company? Your company leverages AI, computer vision. If you can tell us about your company, that would give people an idea about a real use case where AI is really providing huge benefits. So,
Yeah. I'm the CTO and co-founder of AlgoFace. AlgoFace is AI company that develop a solution for human face analysis, because our face photos and video can tell a lot about us. We don't do face matching or face identification or like take your photo and identify you on database of photo. Thus, we don't do that by anyhow. But we can analyze your facial attribute. We can know a lot of things about your emotion, cognitive status, mental status, distraction, concentration, focus in real time by detecting every facial micro expression that you are doing in real time, and analyze it and give feedback. And also we can understand up to 20 to 30 different facial attribute like hair color, skin color, eye color, age, gender, ethnicity, facial hair, skin conditions, all of that. This also, those information can tell a lot about you. It can be used to recommend certain product, using for some personal recommendation engine for every user in certain environments. Also, we work on developing some facial motion capturing and avatar animation. So to animate, to create a digital version or digital twin of the person, and then animate that digital avatar in real times inside video conference or inside video games. So you can find yourself inside the game by your own facial attributes and to be animated at the same time.
Wow.
So also we develop certain augmented reality solutions for a human face. So you can virtually try certain products before buying them online. So we work with some beauty companies to develop virtual hair extension, virtual makeup, virtual eyelashes. So we use augmented reality on your face in real time based on AI facial attribute tracking. So you can buy such products in confidence that you will like them when when they are delivered.
So could this be embedded in like a smart mirror, for instance? I can look in the mirror and
Yeah,
can imagine how I would look like based on
exactly.
whatever
Yeah,
products I
exactly.
try.
Actually,
Okay.
you can we have certain clients in Brazil that they are put it inside smart mirror, our technology, and they sell this smart mirror for beauty centers and beauty salons. So customer can try looks, complete look, and complete the product and see what they like more. Then they can apply it. That can save them a lot of time and material. So the customer or the client can know exactly how they will look like after the real makeup.
This is amazing, really amazing. I think I can see even many more applications for this kind of technology in many different use cases. But one more thing, I want to circle back on the AI and how it can behave based on the data that is fed into it and the way it's modeled. We notice something called bias, AI bias. In many cases, for instance, it can uh, uh, I mean, let's say there's an AI model that provides approval for mortgage applications. We notice that in many cases it provides a much more approval to white population than colored population, and so on and so forth. So why is there such phenomenon as AI bias, and how can we encounter it in the future to make it less of a problem?
Yeah. The original source, there's multiple source of such bias, but the very first original source of this bias is data, because those AI models, they are huge statistical model. They are trained on real world data. So if the real world data is biased, the AI model will reproduce the same bias. For example, uh, uh, if like this, like for example, a credit score or mortgage approval, if all the data is coming from certain banks, they are giving higher approval rate and higher credit line for certain socio-economic group. The model will learn that okay, this is a group with that we should give them more, and they will keep repeating the same bias that we have in real life. So this is the very first source. So how we fix this? By making sure that training data that we are feeding to our AI model is well analyzed and equally distributed. And if there's any missing data or unbalanced data, there are certain techniques to overcome such challenges and train those models on uh, like well distributed data across different socioeconomic groups and classes. This is the very first uh, way. And the second one, sometimes in algorithm design itself, we have something called the rewards and penalty for every decision in the training. Like, so we can also, from the design of these algorithms, to make sure that okay, we have better system of penalizing and rewarding the algorithm for certain behavior, so it can rebalance itself. And number three is testing of such algorithms. So the testing of such AI algorithm, also the testing data set should be well balanced and make sure like people who are behind this technology are very aware of this domain of business, and all classes of people will use it. So we validate the accuracy of this system in total, plus we need to validate the accuracy of this system on every subgroup of people that they will use this technology separately, and report such results in transparent way. And we have minimum acceptable accuracy for every subgroups, and minimum accuracy for every model in every industry. There should be certain standards before deploying such model in real world applications. And also, number four, people behind developing this AI. If most of people developing the AI from certain group, they will not be aware by design or by nature about a lot of challenges that other subgroups of people will enhance. So increasing the diversity of people and experts in AI domain will be automatically help to decrease the bias in designing AI model, because those people will be cognizant of a lot of bias issues, because that's affect their own them personally and their families and their communities of that.
Yeah, great. I think you're right, and all of those approaches would hopefully lead to less bias in the future, because this bias could affect people's livelihood in some cases,
Yeah.
just like in the example of that mortgage application thing. Um, Anyways, that was really fascinating, Talib. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to add? Anything else that you would like to add to inform our audience regarding AI or AGI, or what you guys do in your company or in the industry in general?
Uh, I think this is very exciting time to be in technology, and it happens every maybe 2-3 decades that we are on the edge of inflection point, and the next 3 to 5 years will be extremely interesting. There will be a lot of opportunities and some threats alongside them. And I believe AI is fascinating field. And if anybody is like, if there's somebody want to work on something very impactful for next 5 to 10 years, I think AI is very good place to join.
Maybe this is a message for the young people to get into this field, because
Yeah.
this is where the future is probably. When you talked about job growth or replacement in the future, most of the replacement will happen in fields related to AI. I think. I don't know. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I think AI itself as pure AI also plus, even though if you are not computer science, if you are in any other field, doesn't matter what it is, if you start to get yourself familiar with AI in technical level and how it works, certainly you will have some competitive advantage against your peers. So I'm inviting everybody to, even if you are in law school, business school, any kind of engineering, medical, getting yourself familiar with AI as much as possible, even though on some technical levels, that will be very helpful uh, in your career.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you so much, Talib. That was really great, fascinating, and we hope to talk to you again very, very soon in the future.
Okay, thank you very much.
If you found this episode useful and of some value to you, please like it, provide your comments below, and hit the subscribe button. Do not forget to share it on your social media networks. This will help Osaka and will help spread the benefits to more people. Thank you for now, and bye until we meet again.